You got your products, you launched your website, you actually have some traffic coming to your website because you're doing what you need to do on social media. So you're getting traffic to go to your website, but nothing's happening. Let's discuss in another episode of Making the Brand. What's up, everybody? My name is Michael the Antro. I am the owner of ECG Graphics and Printing, a print shop located in Southern California. And when we being a print shop owner, you can only imagine the different types of clothing brands and just brands in general that come to my doors every single day. So through those relationships, I've noticed some tips and some strategies and techniques that allow for some clothing brands to be more successful than others. And what I want to do is I want to share that with you. If that's something you're interested in, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can do that by hitting that subscribe button, also banging on that notification bell. So this is very common with a lot of startup clothing lines. You spend a lot of time pushing people and getting those impressions onto your website, but then nothing happens after that. What you need is a sales funnel. A sales funnel ultimately is just a way for you to be able to massage those customers down a pipeline for you to be intentional at every single step. I want to make it really simple. When thinking about a sales funnel, I want you to think of 5 words: impressions, message, tribal culture, value exchange, and transformation. Impressions build awareness. Intentional messaging sparks interest. Tribal culture influences consideration. Value exchange determines conversion. And transformation inspires advocacy. Look at a sales funnel. At the very top is going to be the widest portion. Visually, that's where the bulk of the people are going to be going. And as you distill them down, there's going to be less and less people. So for example, if let's say 100 people go onto your website, you may only get 5 of them. And the better you are, the better that you get at your sales funnel, the better the chances that you're going to have at converting more people at the bottom. So let's talk a little bit about the first step, which is the first portion. And that is going to be awareness. Awareness ultimately is impressions. How many eyeballs can you get onto your product? Now, you want to make sure that the eyeballs that you're sending to your products and services are the right eyeballs, people that actually really want what you have. You don't just want to be sending a whole bunch of people to your website. The more strategic you are at making sure the right eyeballs are going into your awareness, the better the chances you are at having better percentages down at the bottom that actually then convert. There are 3 types of impressions. I'll give them to you really quick. First one is going to be earned impressions. Really your social proof indicators, the things that are on your social media, those measurements or those metrics that the world sees of how many views and clicks and all that stuff and shares that you have. That is all earned impressions. So you put out something, you put out some content, and then you earn the visibility. You earn those impressions by people liking it, people watching it, and all those things. The next is going to be owned impressions. And owned impressions are impressions that you get based off of your list. And I will continue to say this for forever. Owned impressions are the most coveted. You need to have a list. You need to have a list of people that you have a direct connection with. If you have a list of people on your like, let's say your email list, let's say you have 100 people and they're on your email list, you don't have to pay to get your stuff in front of those people. You don't have to pay for those impressions. Now, I know some of you guys might say, well, the same thing applies to social media. Like I'm not paying for anything on social media, but at the end of the day, like social media is social media. The algorithm can change. You're not in control of who that goes to, right? They can say who it goes to based off of your hashtags or your descriptions, and that's forever changing. The cool thing about having your list is you get to really control the algorithm in which you're promoting your products to that list. And last but not least is going to be paid impressions. And pretty self-explanatory, but anything that you are putting money behind, whether it be a marketing campaign or endorsements that you're paying for, that is all paid impressions. So you're paying to get the eyeballs on that. If you got any value in this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Also, I would love to be able to get this video in front of more people or get my content in front of more people, because I'm all about helping you grow your clothing line. And unfortunately, I'm a new channel, so I'm not getting a lot of play in the algorithm. But like I said, I just need your help. If you can like it, if you can subscribe, if you can also share to somebody that you think can benefit from this content, I would greatly appreciate it. All 3. I gave them to you in order. You always want to start with earned impressions, because this allows for you to make sure that whatever message, whatever information that you're putting out into the world is sticky. People like it. People are gravitating towards it, because if you put out something and you're not getting any type of, earned impressions back, like people aren't really watching it or whatever, then you kind of know either you need to tweak something or whatever. So I always tell clothing lines to start with the earned, because it allows for you to make sure that you can refine and distill really good messages that can resonate with people. Then the next thing is you want to work on getting those earned impressions into your own impressions. So collecting emails and sending out newsletters. You can give, discounts for emails. You can give BOGOs for emails. You can give out free products for emails. You can give out free resources for emails. I've seen different clothing lines do a lot of different things in order to get the email and especially the numbers of their PTMs. It's got to be a little creative, but if you can get a good system, you can get a good lead magnet that can pull people in to where you can get that contact information. It's really amazing for you. And once you've done those two things, now you should have enough information. You should have enough success to then go in and start putting money behind campaigns and start working on those paid impressions. Sorry, don't want to interrupt, but I have to do this shameless plug. But this is my book, The Clothing Brand Blueprint. If you are serious and you're trying to grow your clothing line into a brand, you got to get this. You got to cop this. This is literally going to be the principles to growing a clothing line. I have case studies and all types of things in this book that actually help you. It's a step-by-step guide. You can write in it, all of that. Something that you want, please pre-order it down in the description. But let's get back to it. So now let's move on to the next section of the funnel, and that is interest or message. So we kind of just talked about it in the last section, but it's all about your message, because if you have the right message, people are going to go from just being aware of what your clothing line is, and then they're going to actually be interested in what you're doing and what you're talking about. And your message should really be focused on your brand story. And your brand story should not just be about you and how you transformed. It should be more about people that come in contact with your clothing brand and your clothing line, like how are they transformed? When they purchase your clothing line, how does it make them feel? Does it elevate their status? Does it make them feel good, like they're on trend with everything that's going on? Whatever the case may be, that's what your brand story should be about. It should be about your customer. It should be about the PTMs, your tribe members, because then if you do that and you position your brand story from the perspective of your tribe members, then that'll allow for you to promote and have more of an authentic relationship with people that can buy in, and they're just like, oh, I feel that way, or I want to feel that way too. So now let's move on to the next section, and that is going to be consideration or tribal culture. So your PTMs were made aware of your clothing line, and you did that through earned, owned, and paid impressions. From there, you were able to build interest off of your messaging and what your clothing brand was talking about, and you were able to spark that interest in those PTMs. Now from there, they're really going to be evaluating your tribal culture. So people that are on your website, people that have purchased, influencers, things like that, they're going to be evaluating what the actual tribe is about. What are the beliefs? Who's wearing it? Where are they wearing it? What's their status? Okay, well, if they're wearing that, and do I want to look like that person? Do I want to represent that? That's what they're going to be looking into. Your tribal culture will ultimately influence the consideration. And most of you guys don't have a tribe big enough, or you haven't built proper messaging around your tribal culture that will allow for, other people that are considering being a part of your tribe to actually be like, okay, like I really like that, let me be a part of it. So my suggestion is actually going in once you have a tribe, a few members, whatever it is, like you want all of your marketing to highlight your tribal cultures. What do you guys do? Why do you guys do things like that? The next section to your funnel is what's going to be the most attractive to everybody, and that is going to be conversion or value exchange. A sale is made when the customer believes that what you're giving them is more valuable than the money that they're giving you, and that is a value exchange. And last but not least, your advocacy or transformation. Once your PTMs have been converted and now they're actual tribe members, they should want to advocate for your brand or for your clothing line. And when people think about advocating, they think that they have to be that person that is willing to speak and talk about, oh, I love this brand and this is what it does for me. And they're leaving testimonials and they leave, reviews. Not everybody shows advocacy the same way. In most cases, just someone wearing your clothing line and putting it online and walking around their neighborhood, they're actually showing that they're advocates for your clothing line, because they're telling the world that they want to be a part of this tribe, and that tribe is yours. If you learned something in this video, please consider subscribing. Also, if you want to get more tips and tricks and more game, I'm constantly in the shop printing and doing things like that. So if that's something that you want to see, content you want to see, please go onto our social media handles. I'll put them down here somewhere. But until then, be impactful, one garment at a time.